Hey there crew, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be setting up our month of March inside of our work planner as well as our bullet journal as well. We'll be focusing first on our work planner, getting everything set up for the month, making sure we've accomplished all of our February tasks and moving and prioritizing for March. The second half of this video will be focusing inside of our bullet journal, where we will be setting up our socials and catching up on that on our monthly overview, Instagram, YouTube. We'll also be setting up our month of March and our overview inside of our bullet journal. I like to use this for reflection. I like to use this for thinking ahead. What do I want to make happen in that month? And we'll also be setting up a weekly spread. And I'm really excited to be including some of these cool, fun stamps that I just got from Inkblot Shop. Let's go ahead and start with our work planner first. This is going to be the most important part because this is where all the magic is happening. When I first started this planner, I wasn't quite sure how to use it or how I was going to use it. I'm not as familiar with using planners. And so I watched a Rachel in Theory video where she talked about breaking down your weeks into 2-week chunks, kind of the agile methodology. I've been doing that now for 2 months and I think it's fantastic. I highly recommend it. I'll go ahead and link the video where she talked about it down in the descriptions below if you're also interested in possibly taking this on as well. So the first 2 weeks I was focused on this living org chart that I needed to prepare for our larger design community all hands that we're having on Monday. I also needed to work on a communications plan template that I've been pushing off week to week. Moved to this week, actually did it, so I'm really excited about it. That's all done. And I also needed to look into a mentorship program for our team. We have one at work. I needed to get some more details for the team. I moved that this week and accomplished that as well. So everything that I wanted to accomplish, all my main priorities, all got done this month, and that really makes me really excited about it. This past week too, had my big birthday, big 40, holy cow. It's here, we're past it, we're doing great things. We also had a power hour this past week, which is something my team does on a monthly basis to review through what's going on. This upcoming month is actually going to be a really big deal because this will be our first month when we are going to be doing a quarterly planning. So all of this stuff is done. We don't have anything else that we need to do here. This was my past week. So along with that monthly overview, I have my week. I had all of the capacity that I track over here on a week-to-week basis for my team. We also just had all kinds of notes, things going on. Really big weekend. My daughters had their last Palms game, so they've been doing that this entire winter. That's done now. And then also a dinner at Fogo de Chao. My very first time. I'm recording this on a Sunday before we go this evening, so I'll have to let you know next week how delicious it was. I'm really excited about it. Had all my main priorities. These are all things that I got done. These were all completed and our task as well. I haven't really been keeping a whole lot of notes in here. Honestly, a lot of it's been in my bullet journal, which work together. So you'll see some of that in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and talk about March and what are we doing. So a big thing really is just making sure that our month is set up. I have some important dates over here that I've already put in here, put these in earlier in the year as I was going through. It's what I love about these monthly overview pages is I can already put things that are going on way in advance. So we have a few things that I need to do. On the 13th of this month, we have our quarterly team planning. It's a really big one. It's our first one that we're doing. I'm excited about it. I also have to make sure by the 5th that all the Zeppelin renewals are in. That's a tool that we use. Need to make sure that's good to go for our yearly renewal. And then I also have a lunch and learn. I volunteered myself for it. It's called Productivity Toolkits and talking about some ways that people can be productive inside their bullet journal or planner or just in life itself. So just want to make sure all of those make that on here. And so as I'm checking through, I just like to do that quick. We have the quarterly planning on the 13th. I have on the 5th is the renewal here. And then the 2nd, I have our toolkits. One of the big things that I was really excited about using a planner for is exactly what we're seeing here, which is just this overview of everything. In my bullet journal with the future log, I wasn't doing a great job of remembering, oh, okay, that's coming up in March, so let's put that in the March future log. Sometimes I do that, but it wasn't quite working out. I love the ability to flip to a calendar page and write that in, and it's just been massively helpful for me as I've been going through it. Instead of worrying about the entire month, though, as I tend to want to do, breaking these down into 2-week sprints has been really fantastic. So excited to do that. I'm just going to use just a Post-it note over here today. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to set up our 3 main priorities. I have this super fun stamp that I got from Desk Gems a while ago. I'll put the links down in the descriptions for you below. What I love about this is all you do is just press those little buttons. And you can get little boxes or squares or whatever we want. Ew, and that's not very... we're going to retry that. The good thing this tape is somewhat removable. The only problem is that you can't get precise markings. There we go. It's a little bit better. All right, so for these next 2 weeks, the things that I need to really focus on, they're kind of already on here, to be honest with you. I have the Lunch and Learn that's going on. I have that this upcoming week. That's probably like the highest priority. I have my outline of what I need to do for it, but I don't have my deck created just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in here. My pen would work. Been using this one for the pencil, but the pen itself not working out too well. And this one's like super high priority because that's happening this week. I also need to make sure that as this renewal is due actually after this week, it has to be all put together. I need to know exactly how much it's going to cost and communicate that. And then the last thing I need to do is go ahead and present the information to the team on the mentorship program. So when we come into our brand new page, we'll go ahead and set this up, make sure that we're carrying over anything that was over in here that needs to make its way here. And this is a great catch-all place, but as I'm working inside of my weeklies, it's important to have everything here. I'll also reiterate the high priority items that I need to do this week and set up a task for myself as well. Okay, so that is everything that's going to be coming up for this week. I had to add a handful of tasks over here that we needed to get done. One thing that I've been doing, it seems kind of silly, but it's just visually helping me. I've been using this like whiteout tape over top of some of these squares if I have to go past my normal line. It seems silly, but it does help me like realize that that is just like one piece. So little things that I'm doing to help myself out here. Have a few of my events, things I need to get started. And one thing I forgot to mention is that on Friday, I'm taking a half a day and I'm planning on going down to DC. So I'm not attending the Go Wild conference. I don't know why. I should have just ponied up the money to go, but seeing a handful of people down there, hopefully. So Zebra, who I've been working with, I'm excited to meet some of that crew over there. And then like, you know, when you talk about like having like people you know on Instagram or online that you've known forever, well, I am excited because if everything works out okay and I go down there, I'll be able to see Jess, so from Jessie Curran, Erica from Craftinated, Haley, who I've worked with in the past, who's on the Archer and Olive team, Heidi, like some of these other people that I just have known online for a super long time and never met them. And how often do you get to meet your friends that live in like New Zealand and Australia, you know, like, and other places in Europe? Like that's never happening. So excited to be meeting so many of them this upcoming week. So taking a half a day and doing that. So all of these things are in here. So we're done with this planner here. So let's go ahead and head over to our bullet journal. All right, all set up, ready to go inside of our bullet journal. So we have a few things that we need to accomplish today. The very first, as we set up every single month, is we go ahead and we update our social calendar. More of an update than a calendar, I guess. I keep all of that in somewhere else. So the big thing is that we have to fill in the rest of our Instagram tracker already. So I set this up in the beginning of the year where we started at 21.9 thousand. And then as of this week, I just hit 22.7 thousand, which is super exciting. So I'm just going to finish this out and just color in each one of these. It's what I've been doing as I've gone through. We're going to be using, I just got these. I'm really excited about it. I was talking about Zebra and working with them. They sent me a whole bunch of fun stuff, and these brush pen mile liners were a part of that. So I was like, oh, this will be great because it's so much easier just to fill these in versus using the blunt end of this just to kind of brush around it real quick. I always like to take some time to reflect and say like, well, what happened? Like, what's up with this big jump? I think for Instagram specifically, it was the Archer and Olive subscription box. We've been doing sneak peeks on that for the past week, and that always gathers a lot of interest because it's so much fun. So excited to see that. Now over on YouTube, I'm just going to finish out a handful of things here. I think I got a total of 9 videos. So I've been going through when I counted 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're doing this before the end of the month, so that'll be 10. So 10 videos this month, one less than January. which is totally fine. I'm not worried about keeping up with anything there, just making sure I'm doing a good job and keeping somewhat consistent. All right, so for our tracker here, pretty good month. We didn't see as much growth as we had seen going from January into the start of February, but still really happy with it. Currently, my YouTube subscriber count is 13,380. And we'll go ahead and write this in. So great milestone. I'll be creating a new Instagram tracker and a totally separate video that I have coming up where we just talk about different ideas that you can do for it. So it was a great excuse to make a fun new video. So we had our monthly intentions where I talked about really just want to make sure I'm blocking out time for the things that I want to get done. I've got a lot of great things going on, but I really need to do a better job at just time blocking and really setting up those priorities, which I feel as if I have done. All of my monthly preparation things that we need to have done here, I have accomplished. We're going to go ahead and prepare for that first quarter kickoff that I was talking about for that planning session. I have the template ready to go, and I have it in my task to share that with the team. My monthly reflection, so I already went through this. It's almost the end of the month, but some of the big things for me, obviously, was turning 40 years old. It was a big deal for me having a big birthday milestone, work being very busy, and just talking about and figuring out ways that I can better support the team if there is anything going on. Really excited for reigniting our design community at work. It's been an ongoing thing with different programs and whatnot, but getting everybody together across the entire firm globally is pretty awesome and excited about that. And overall, socials have been going pretty good. Really excited to be a part of this Archer and Olive Sub-Botch Sneaks. It's one of my favorite creative things to do. Already have my page set up for the social video that we were talking about and setting up that tracker, so we're not going to worry about that. This weekly overview worked out great for me. Again, just having the overview here on the left-hand side, having my daily logging here over on the right. Like I mentioned, been doing a lot more daily logging in my bullet journal than using my task planner for notes. I'm okay with it. So let's go ahead and we're going to flip over here and we're going to set up March for ourselves real quick. This isn't going to be anything crazily fancy, but I am still just going to break up my page into a few parts. I'll be filling this out outside of this video with my monthly intentions, and then also having space for reflection as well. So what I've been doing over here is I've really just been kind of splitting this into halves or into thirds even. This month I'm going to do them into thirds. I'll do my monthly priorities here, I'll do my intentions, and then I'll do my reflections here. Over on this side, we're going to set up March. We're going to have a little bit of fun today with some blending. So my wife she spoiled me for my birthday. She got me so many new Distrex Oxide colors, which we're going to be using today in a few different ways, but so many new colors on top of what I already have here. So I'm actually really excited. We're going to be using the carved pumpkin today for March. I have the stencil that I made, so I've been fooling around a little bit with making my own stencils with my Cricut machine. And really, it's my wife's machine. I just use it for my own projects sometimes. So I bought the Mylar to cut it out from, and then I've just been trying out to see how it works. I created this quick little pattern just to try it out, to be like, hey, this could work out. So we're actually just going to lay down some of this color, and then we're going to just write the month March over top of it. Just a different way to make sure that I'm using the materials that I have. I have all of this stuff, so I might as well use it. And it's super fast and easy to do. And we'll actually be using this color. I'm not just doing it for this one. We'll be using this color for our weekly spread as well. I have some fun stamps I'm excited to use. If you haven't seen me use this before, Distress Oxide is a mix of ink and pigment. It's something that you can get from Ranger, or Tim Holtz is kind of the big name behind it as well. You just get these blender brushes. I'll have all the links for you in my Amazon shop. You just take a stencil or anything and you just kind of rub it across here. And it works really well. I absolutely love it. It washes off of these brushes really well. I've been using and reusing. Some of them get like a little bit of stain on them, but nothing too crazy. So we'll go ahead and do that there. I'm just going to set this off to the side since we're going to use this brush and that color again in a minute. And then all we have to do is just pull this off of here. We can rinse that with some water real quick and it'll be good to go. We'll just give this a second here, but we're just going to write March across here. And while we're waiting for that to dry, we'll go ahead and just set up just our real quick monthly overview / reflection / whatever I want to use it for this month. What's great about this stuff, again, is that it dries pretty quickly because it's like really just like a really super thin layer of ink that's going on there. But absolutely love it. We're going to be using the Sensations Zebra brush pen. This is slowly becoming, not slowly, quickly becoming one of my favorite brush pens. It just kind of really holds its shape really nice, and it writes nice. All right, just something fun like that. And then now that I'm thinking about it, I just, released the video over the weekend of working with Jashi Curran with themes and talking about like, gosh, I really love the way that she keeps a theme going. So I was just thinking, Mark, you should do the same thing. So let's actually just set up this. So this will just not really be my theme for the month, but we'll use this for our headers across this page as we're going down, and just something to keep kind of a similar look, at least on this page. Super easy, and we are now done with this monthly overview page. As I mentioned, I'll fill in my top task, intention, reflections at a later date. A little bit more personal. I don't mind sharing it if I ever like a quick overview, but who wants to watch me write just something inside of my bullet journal? All right, now for our weekly overview, we're going to have a whole bunch of fun inside of here. So I'm going to continue to use the orange, this carved pumpkin, Distress Oxide. And then I was thinking about using another color. Been interested in trying the Squeeze Lemonade. So we'll use orange and yellow this week. What we'll be doing is just alternating these different colors on the page, because I just got some new stamps from a cool partner I work with pretty often, called Ink Blot Shop, and I just got some new stamps from them. So these fun little guys, this is called Flopsy Birds, all type of fun birds, leaves, feathers. I got this because I really liked a lot of the different pieces that are in here. So I thought that this guy looked kind of funny. I like the way he looks. All of them look funny, honestly. We're going to use them for each of our days of the week. So what I'll do is just split my page out. I'll just put down a little bit of the colored ink on here, just kind of just a blended brush, no stencils or anything like that. And then I'll be stamping a few of these guys on here. And that'll just be kind of like my little overview for the week. That'll just say like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever else that is. For this, along with using our stamps, we're going to use VersaFine black ink, and we also just need one of these acrylic blocks to stick the stamp to. Then we'll put everything down on the page. Oh my gosh, these guys are so funny looking. I love the way they turned out. For our days of the week, what I'm going to do is use some of this wonderful green ink, Central Park Greens from Ferris Press. Just became an affiliate with them. You can actually use a discount code MWB. I also just got some new nibs from Kakimori, which I get from my friend Eric over at Emerald Stationery. He's like my supplier now. So the way that these work, super cool. You get your nib tip here, and then you just pop them in, and they just dip them inside the ink to use them. I actually think I'm going to use this fountain pen nib here today. I've been using the dip pen ones for a while. Love them, no doubt about it, but let's give this one a try. Super excited about it. I'll link them down in the description for you below so you can check it out. This ink doesn't have any sparkle or anything extra special on it. It's just green, and I think that kind of goes with my colors. What I also love about using the dip pens is that once you're done with them, you just rinse them in some water, and then they're good to go. I don't have to worry about unloading or reloading any type of pen or anything else like that. So yay. All right, so we've set everything up inside of our bullet journal here for the week. This is super cool. I'm loving the way that this is looking. We did our monthly overview for ourselves for March, which I'll be filling in. We've got an entire week of planning coming up ahead of us. Really excited about it. And don't forget, I'll have a video coming up. We'll be resetting up a brand new tracker for Instagram since we filled this one out. I'm excited. We'll be using some Distress Oxides, personal made stamp that I made for myself. So excited to get that going. As always, thanks for coming to hang out with me. Let me know down in the feedback below. Are you liking these sessions? I love doing them. So I'd love to hear from you if you like them as well. As always, it's fantastic hanging out with you, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya. Happy planning.